Hi team, I'm Eric. I'm Dogwood's No Tankers Director.
I'm Celine. I'm an organizer in Victoria.
We're going to be telling you about a couple province-wide resolutions that passed last week, what they mean for our federal political mission to advance the legislative tanker ban, and then we'll talk a little bit about next steps.
Last week was really exciting for me. I was up in Whistler at the Union of BC Municipality Conference 2010. I was there with groups across BC, all in support of the Queen Charlotte resolution to ban oil tankers off the coast of BC.
Thanks a lot, Queen Charlotte's, by the way.
Showed tons of leadership there. I was passing out ribbons along with the group I was with, black and blue oil and water ribbons that basically all of the supportive councillors and mayor wore. And by the end of the conference, it was a sea of black ribbons. So the resolution passed. It was really exciting. It received probably the biggest applause of the entire week. The best moment for me actually was after the resolution passed, an unsupportive councillor sent me a text on my phone saying, well, the tanker team has definitely done a better job of getting their supporters out than we did. And that was kind of for me the moment of satisfaction, saying, you know, all of our hard work all week paid off, and we got the people in the room, and now BC has this great resolution to stand on. Yeah,
all the hard work by BC's mayors and councillors and delegates at that for passing that resolution. That's a municipal win, and we have them to thank for it. The other thing that happened, this was last Friday that this all went down. The other thing that happened on Friday was the First Nations Summit, representing the majority of nations and tribal councils in BC, passed a resolution completely denouncing the federal review process which has started for this project and calling on the government to abandon it completely and to adopt a process of free, prior, and informed consent. On the very same day, so this is 3 strikes for Enbridge on Friday, a coalition of Alberta First Nations east of the Rockies issued a news release also denouncing the review process as completely inadequate, failing to meet the Crown's duties to them. So it was a bad day for Enbridge, a good day for the campaign. What we have now is a really solid foundation. We already had 80% of British Columbians on board, polling shows. We had the leadership of BC's coastal First Nations and interior First Nations, as represented by the First Nation Summit, Union of BC Indian Chiefs. Now we have the Union of BC Municipalities passing a strong resolution calling on the federal government for a legislated ban. We have a strong foundation now for our federal politicians to stand on and to advance the issue of a tanker ban in the House of Commons. And we actually had Hetty Fry, MP for Vancouver Centre, stand up in the House earlier this week actually and mention the UBCM and put the Conservatives in a little bit of a tight corner on this issue. They don't support a tanker ban. We had Joyce Murray in the House last week actually give us something we were really wanting. Some of you may recall we had Michael Ignatieff commit to a legislated tanker ban last June. The problem was we didn't actually get our cameras there in time. So we didn't actually have that verbal commitment on record. All we had was the written commitment, which was a slightly less strong version. So we knew he had made the strong commitment, but we didn't have anything written down. Joyce Murray, MP for Vancouver Quadra, got up in a debate in the House of Commons and laid it out clearly that the Liberals had committed to a legislated ban. So that's good. That's on the written record now. The next couple months are really important because we have 2 things we want to continue to do. The first is to encourage, as much as we can, the Liberals and the NDP to work together, to put aside partisan differences. We know it's hard for them, but to put aside partisan differences and to advocate for a legislated tanker ban, to work for British Columbians prior to the next election. The second thing, we need to build our election infrastructure. We need to become a player during the next election. That means building our canvassing teams, getting groups of people who are ready to go door to door to hit the phones during the next election. And we need to build resources so that we can continue to place advertisements that are election focused and to make calls into ridings. We need to build that election infrastructure, and we're going to need a lot of help to do that.
So in the next couple of weeks, if you happen to see any of your municipal leaders, give them a pat on the back, because this resolution really gives us something to stand on, and it really helped our campaign move forward. So thank them for their support and tell them to keep up the good work and that they should meet with their MP and talk about the campaign. So thanks everybody for all your hard work.